breaking down all 32 things you missed from Survivor Season 45, Episode 6. We're talking all things Kaleb with the shot in the dark, Bruce finding the idol, entering the fake merge, Austin getting his sandwich revenge, and much more. Careful for any spoilers if you haven't seen the episode yet, and make sure to stick around as we announce last week's giveaway winner. If you want to enter next week's giveaway, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below your thoughts on this chaotic merge. Let's get started with number 32, previously on Survivor. Here we go, it's the merge or the fake merge time, as all three tribes are all headed to the same beach. And actually, there's a ton of things we need to remember from last episode. We have the Red Tribe Alliance, Emily versus Bruce, Katurah versus Bruce, and the Amulet Advantage. Number 31, After Tribal. Between the Blue Tribe and the Red Tribe, we see Emily choose the Red Alliance of Drew and Austin, kinda screwing over Kendra in the process. The problem with this is obviously it places Kendra in a really bad spot. It's impressive how calm Kendra's being with the tribe after just being blindsided, but look for in a future episode Kendra getting her revenge on Emily and maybe voting her out. Number 30, Yellow Tribe. All the players are sensing a merge is coming soon, so they're assembling their troops and they're getting ready to come together. Remember, earlier in the season, Sabaya was voted out with a hidden immunity idol, so there's probably a good chance there's an idol hidden on this yellow camp. I like Kaleb's thought process here. He would rather know who has the idol versus not knowing at all that hidden factor, so he brings up the idea of everyone going to search for the idol together. Number 29, Bruce finds Beware. And in a hot take, Bruce says he doesn't care about the Beware factor at all.
When I see Beware at this point in time, I don't care. I don't. I'm just happy that I found, potentially a hidden immunity idol.
He ends up finding the clue with Kelly, with Kaleb, and with Jake, and he needs to find the idol before he can vote again. Now, just a side note for a second and weird thoughts of how my brain works. What would have happened if Bruce never found this idol? Would he just never been able to vote ever again? Number 28, Bruce digging. It's cool how self-aware Bruce is, that he knows that Katurah, isn't cool with him. As Katurah is walking back to camp, they need to get creative on how to keep her away. And I gotta say, big fan of Jake. He's my winner pick of this season. He comes up with a plan about how he lost his ring. Number 27, it's party time. It's day 12, drop your buffs. It's merge time, or fake merge, but you know what I mean. Everyone is partying, getting pumped up as we're cutting between all the tribes. Within all of the chaos, two very important things were happening. Bruce still doesn't have his idol, and J Maya gets rejected by Julie about wanting to make a welcome gift. J Maya getting rejected from Julie might be a little bit of foreshadowing for what we're gonna see at the very end of the video. It must have been so stressful that Bruce found his idol moments before they were leaving to the new camp. I also found it a little interesting that this was a full-on real idol, not a special idol like we saw earlier on in the season, as Bruce is able to use this idol up until the final 5, and he tells Kelly, Kaleb, and Jake about the idol. Number 26, Mergatory. This is always wild with so many personalities, so many people living on one camp together. We have Reba pumped Austin and Drew survived, Kaleb impressed that Emily's still in the game, Emily apologizing to Bruce for day 1 in the game, and it really is a party time out there as everyone's getting fished, celebrating the merge, or the fake merge. Number 25, Chaotic Merge. To celebrate the chaotic merge, we're doing something crazy this week. I'm trying my best to stay on top of the orders with idle plays, but seriously, thank you so much for all the support. This week only, the first 3 people to use the code MERGE20 get 20% off their entire order. Fan favorites including the tree puzzle, Fitz tower, and fire puzzle. And we offer the big time bundle that's including all 10 puzzles for $100 off. So if you're interested in checking out idle plays, or you want to help support me and the channel, please go to idleplays.com and check out the puzzles and games. And remember, the first 3 people to use the code MERGE20 get 20% off their entire order. Number 24, Emily versus Bruce. It blows my mind every single time I think about how far Emily's come in this game. She's come full circle. I feel like for the first 5 episodes of the season, we are getting Bruce light version, as we really get a sense of who he really is in the game with all these confessionals.
Oh my god, you're so fine. Everything is good. Underneath, I'm like, I'm gonna get you.
Number 23, Sandwich Revenge. I really hope this becomes a bit all season long, as Austin just wants to get revenge on Kelly and J Maya for the sandwich. This gets a little bit complicated, as last week's episode, J Maya, Kelly, and Austin all went on an adventure together for possibly an advantage. The group ended up picking the amulet over this sandwich, which was honestly a big mistake, and Austin wasn't happy about it. Funny enough, the amulet actually is a disadvantage in my opinion, because the less there is in the game, the more powerful it gets, so it puts a target on your back. I think it was a little too aggressive of a play for Austin to throw J Maya's name out there before they even knew what the breakdown was gonna be.
Jay was adamant on these amulets. I need people to know that I'm pissed at those two, that I want them two out. If they're out, it's better for me, and I finally get revenge.
Number 22, the Red Four. The Red Core alliance of Austin, Drew, Julie, and Dee come together. They realize that if Austin sacrifices his vote for one more tribal council, it becomes a real idol until the final 5. Life on Survivor is never that easy, as this group wants everyone to come together, vote out J Maya, so no one suspects Austin didn't vote. Number 21, when it rains, it pours. Not gonna lie, it's a hot take, but I fully understand where Sifu is coming from here, embracing the rain. In my opinion, a big part of Survivor is pushing yourself to the limit, and that's exactly what happens when it rains like that. Number 20, Emily and Kaleb. Finally, we get to have a conversation taking place between Kaleb and Emily. And I just gotta say, for how this season started, I really hope Kaleb and Emily both make it to the finale. And good on Emily for her big brain. She has really good logic on why she voted the way she did last tribal council. As Red seems super fractured and easy to break up, but Blue felt a little tighter, so it was smarter to weaken them. Number 19, Kaleb's a genius. I feel like I always need to highlight it. It's so cool that Kaleb's Canadian. As we cut to him having trustworthy conversations with everyone. We all know that what happens at tribal council is probably the best moment of the new era of Survivor ever, but I wonder if the main reason Kaleb was targeted was he came on a little too strong here talking to everyone. Number 18, Bruce the Pariah. Again, round of applause for Bruce for being self-aware enough to realize no one really wants to talk to him right now. Bruce realizes that Kaleb has all the control right now with all the charm. Ultimately, Bruce comes on a little too strong to Kaleb as he tells him to just shut it down and stop talking to the enemy. Afterwards, we see Kaleb coming to Kelly about the news, and I get the sense that if Bruce was up for elimination, he would have been the one blindsided here. Number 17, Matt Chat. Love me the music, love me the slow-mo shots, as it's time for the Earn the Merge challenge. If you're new here, the rules of Earn the Merge are fairly simple. 1, the group is randomly divided. 2, the player left over will bet on which team's gonna win. 3, the winning group earns the merge feast. 4, the losing group has a chance of being voted out. And 5, everyone still votes at tribal council together. Number 16, challenge time. Okay, deep breath for a second. This challenge is not simple at all. It's actually very complicated. One player at a time will crawl through a net, push a cart and collect sandbags, and use the sandbags to climb a tower, collect some keys and slide down, then using the boulder, climb up and solve the first part of a puzzle, and 2 players will solve the second part of the puzzle. Holy shit, that's a big challenge. Number 15, the teams. Wearing red, we have Kaleb, Jay, Jake, Dee, Emily, and Kelly. Wearing blue, we have Sifu, Drew, Bruce, Austin, Julie, and Kendra, with Katura in the middle, betting on the strength over the brains and picking the blue team. Number 14, the challenge. I know these groups are completely random, but it's not fair at all, the division, as the one team is so much stronger than the other one. Honestly, I would be down if Survivor made more brutal challenges like this one here. As Blue gets to the second puzzle first, and I pause my TV, I couldn't figure out what the puzzle meant as they win the challenge. Number 13, the Survivor Sanctuary. As Jeff tries to force a new Survivor catchphrase onto us, the Survivor Sanctuary is a place where good things happen. Not gonna lie, when the Survivor Sanctuary was happening, I had a little ad pop up that says I can purchase the new merge buff if I wanted to, and it 100% worked. I love the look of this new Survivor 45 merge buff. Number 12, the winning side. These dynamics are super interesting as Austin, Drew, Sifu, Bruce, Julie, Kendra, and Katura are safe at tribal council and have officially made the merge. Ultimately, Sifu's the one that opens up the strategic conversation, and I'm not that happy with how he went about it. Now, with that said, I said the exact same thing with Gabler in Survivor 43, and he went on to win the game, so what do I really know? Sifu targets J Maya, which really doesn't make any sense. J Maya would have been a loyal ally, and you should never target your original tribe in this situation. Once again proving you should always go into the merge without the numbers, as no one's targeting Emily here. But we can't say the same thing about Kaleb. We'll be talking about that later in the video, leading into number 11, the losing side. Just like the winning side, these losing side dynamics are super interesting with Jake, Jay, Kaleb, Emily, Kelly, and Dee. I'm under the impression that in the new era of Survivor, if you're on the losing side at the merge, you should never throw out a name. But we have J Maya shooting the first shot here at Kaleb, saying he's way too big of a social threat. Number 10, J Maya versus the world. As a fan of Survivor, I feel pretty bad for how J Maya feels for watching this episode back. It's the classic thing, you should never be overly confident on Survivor. It kind of blew my mind that Dee tells Jake from the opposing tribe that she's willing to vote out J Maya. Number 9, Jake and Kelly. Jay goes right to Kelly with this information, and they're both just so confused on why Red is willing to vote out one of their own. And at the end of the day, this is a bonus for Austin and Kelly because their amulet will get more powerful if J Maya is voted out. Number 8, the groups come together. Pretty funny, I laughed out loud how the winners made the losers just sit in the camp as they all washed off all the dirt. Ultimately, the only 2 names thrown out are Jay and Kaleb. This blows my mind that no blue name was brought up, as Red technically has the majority. Number 7, Kaleb in trouble. It's all building a tribal council, and it's gonna be amazing when we get there. Bruce wants Kaleb gone for playing both sides, and he goes to Drew from the opposing alliance with this information. And at the end of the day, this is music to Drew's ears. Drew would prefer to get Kaleb out of the game. He thinks getting Kaleb out would be the smarter move. He just didn't want to upset the other tribe. Number 6, Austin needs his sandwich. Austin, if you're watching this, and I know you are watching this, I really hope this is just a funny bit for confessionals and not a serious reason to vote J Maya out. Austin needs all the votes on the same person. That way it can be hidden that he's sacrificing his vote to turn his idol into a full idol. But he tells Emily that the vote is on Kaleb, leading into number 5, Kaleb and Emily. I'm gonna sound like a broken record by the end of the season, but I love the alliance of Kaleb and Emily. Emily tries and fails to convince the group that Kaleb should stay and they should vote someone else out instead. She fails, everyone wants to vote Kaleb out of the game, so she goes right to him and says he needs to play his shot in the dark. What's so brilliant about this move is she still ends up voting for Kaleb at tribal council, so no one really knows how close they are. Number 4, truth bomb. I love Survivor so much. Kaleb launches a truth kamikaze and tells so many people that Bruce has the hidden immunity idol. It was just Halloween, so I had this mask already out, as Kaleb gives my favorite confessional of the season.
The vigilante. I'm not Batman, you know? I'm Kaleb. I'm the Canadian.
Number 3, tribal council. 13 people at one tribal council. It's a lot. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Sometimes I'm not sure about Sifu, but I vibe with that energy of asking people how to spell their name at tribal council. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, with J Maya and Kaleb battling it out. Kaleb pulls a Jonathan Penner and yells out J Maya's name as he's about to vote, leading into
Jay.
Oh my god.
Number 2, shot in the dark. And the crowd goes wild before people in the comments say, well, actually, it worked last season. Yes, technically you are right, but this is the first time in Survivor history that the shot in the dark has worked and saved someone from being voted out, and in the process negating the most votes in Survivor history.
Kaleb, you are.
Meaning it's a live tribal council time, and on a revote, no shot in the darks can be played, leading into number 1, J Maya voted out. Anyways, congratulations Sam, you're this week's giveaway winner. I'll announce a new winner next week, and click right here for the epic battle between Sandra and Parvati.